Alright, hello everyone. Sorry I'm a little bit late starting here. I was a little late setting everything up, which unfortunately here, as you can see, the server's down for tanks. So I'm going to actually pop out here real quick and start with, I guess I can start with World of Warplanes or World of Warships. So yeah. The server was up for a second, which let me just pop out here. Yeah. So I'm just gonna pop out and hop into planes, I guess, for a match or two. It looks like more or less I saw it update it, and then it was telling me I didn't have the correct version of... Sorry, that's really loud. Ah, Lord. But anyway, I actually forgot to turn off the World of Warplanes intro there. Anyway, though, it's just gonna be a couple minutes, I guess, until I can hop into tanks, but I'm just gonna, I guess, play a match or two in planes here. It seems like they screwed something up. Usually they do like a almost daily little patch, and it has to patch it pretty much every time you open up the game. You'll see it like load for maybe like 5-10 seconds. Seems like they screwed that up because it wasn't letting you log in after that. They kept telling you like restart, need to update, using an outdated client. So yeah, I guess they're fixing that really quick. Nice to see you guys though. I know for a lot of you guys it's early, so I'm hoping it doesn't last too long here, since I'm gonna be able to stream for, you know, a little bit over 2 hours here. I'm gonna go as close to 9:30 a.m. my time as possible. I just I can't go any past that, since I have basically heating and cooling people coming to service my stuff. It's the only day I was able to schedule it. I got some sleep. I slept for like, what, 5.5 hours? Levi wasn't too happy though. He is all snuggled up in his bed over there.
Let's roll.
But yeah, if anybody would like to, I do have the tank requests queue up. Feel free to request any tanks, because it should be up the server. I'll give it a shot after. I'll do 2 battles in planes, unless, you know, the first one here lasts a pretty long while. But it should be up after that. Come on here. Didn't think I'd be playing this morning. I'm not able to kill any of this crap, but... Alright, let's get into the center here. Alright. Lolly, I don't change my tank setups. I can play the T-49, but that's one thing. A little bit of a slippery slope if I change you know, guns and everything a lot. Anyway though, this is, hopefully they don't send a lot of people over this way. So most of our team's heading this way, which is a good thing. It's a little tough for us here. I hate this map, to be honest, because I always spawn on this side, and I actually got to get up higher. It's just oh god, derping around here. Luckily I saw that person coming. I was gonna say, it looked like their name was Jedi, it's just Jed, but sorry for anyone that was not expecting this, it's a little bit disorienting. Jacob, which hi to anybody else that I have missed here in the beginning. It's a little tough for me to. God, he can turn here. Yeah, this is not good. Not good. Oh crap! Nope, I'm dead. Oh, I shouldn't have done that because my wing was knocked out. Graphically, yeah, it's probably the bright colors because right now they're pretty on par with each other. But once HD maps come out, tanks will definitely it'll surpass planes by a bit. But this map looks pretty damn good. But yeah, I'm guessing, you know, it'll probably be after this fight. I'll try tanks again. I should be able to log in, because typically they get it up pretty quickly when they have little snafus like this. Right. But fortunately, I'm still kind of waking up here, but fortunately I haven't crashed too much, just that one time there, and yeah. Hello CJ, nice to see you. I was hoping that, you know, not that I like playing World of Warplanes now since the update, but I kind of hope that tanks is up here. Because I already had to change the start time here for the stream. I really want to be able to get as many tank requests in. Hi Carl. Well, World of Warplanes just actually updated several days ago to 2.0. It introduced the Conquest mode here instead of just like standard deathmatch. And it's a pretty different game. I can actually, for anyone that plays on NA, I can look up a URL. For anyone that didn't catch my plane stream, I posted it then. You can get 3 tier 5 premium planes for free. I think it's still going on, but that's just for the NA server. Faster than him. He can outturn me. Push through, P40. There we go. Revenge. So my wings out again. That's not good. At least our team, we're pretty far ahead here. when it comes to World of Warplanes standards. Alright, I'm actually way too fast right now for him. He's like right under me essentially. Okay, you can respawn now in planes. There's objectives. It's a pretty fun game now. There we go. Pretty decent match so far. Yeah, after this battle's about to end, I'll try tanks out again. See if I can log in. I'm a little bit awake. Like I got up about almost 2 hours ago at this point, which the sound cut out just because I'm trying to find the World of Warplanes link for anyone that is interested here. Yeah, whoops, wrong one. Where is it? Oh, here we go. Found it. Alright, so for anyone interested, the server's still down. Thanks, Jacob, for trying that. So I'll hop into another World of Warplanes. So for anyone on NA for World of Warplanes, you can click this link I just put in the chat. If you don't want to follow people on Twitter and stuff, you can just click it and it still works if you don't follow through on the other screen. And that gives you 3 free tier 5 planes. For EU, all you have to do is put in that code for the EU server. That gives you 2 planes and a few other things. But that's for anyone interested for planes. Unfortunately, there's nothing for the SCA server. For those of you over that way, but you can play on the NA or the EU server. But yeah, for the NA though, basically you have to fill out a little bit of information, and when it comes to the following the 2 links there, just click on them and you can exit out of the little pop-up that comes up, and it'll still count you as doing it. Do I enjoy the IS-6? Yes. Which, hello, Crazed. Yeah, I had to start a little bit earlier today, instead of 8, which, it kind of stinks first week here with the new streaming schedule, and I had to change it already, but it was the only time I could get for having my, heating and cooling serviced here, unless we'd have to wait another week, and it's getting a little cold out here. It's just with our warranty and stuff, they have to service it not before I use it, because that would be pretty dumb, but they have to service it within a certain time frame, and got a nice little reminder about that, so I had to I had to set that up a few days ago. I'm trying to slow down here. I destroyed that and I didn't. Oh god, I just completely botched that bomb. Let's get out of this thing. Go on it. I'm not really good with heavy fighters, just for knowledge here. I'm better with like the P40 that I guess played, like turn fighters and stuff. I would say the IS-7 is better than the IS-4 right now. Not by much, but I would say it's better for most maps and situations. Warplanes, it's a lot different since you've probably played it. With 2.0, the game mode is basically switched to called Conquest, and you know it's actually fun. It's not just based on killing enemy planes now, but yeah, I would say it's definitely fun, and you know it's worth giving it a shot at the very least. But why are you running away? A lot of these planes here are actually NPCs though. It still doesn't have a giant population, but you know, I think it's at least worth a shot for most people. Just when you do pop in, if you try it, make sure you turn your mouse sensitivity up. Usually I think it starts you at like 35% or so. I have mine set up to 90. It just, otherwise it feels like you're flying like through jello, essentially. It's not very responsive. It's shooting a missile. But essentially a conquest mode, other than, or different than say War Thunder, it actually matters what you capture here. It's not just, you know, capture the points and it takes down enemy team points. You actually gain different things, whether you can switch planes if you capture certain airfields, to a little thing on the mini-map with a missile on it is a military base that shoots missiles at enemy positions and helps you, I'm gonna die, helps you basically capture areas by knocking them out.
Enemy force spotted over the airfield.
Which tank is the biggest alpha? That would be, if you're talking about Hess shells, non-SPG would be the FE-183 or the FE-4005 Stage 2. Otherwise it's artillery, if you're counting non-standard tanks. Hopefully the server comes back up by the end of this match. Not that I'm not having fun. I just know most of you guys, you know, are here for tanks today. Alright, let's get going here. Oh, the missile. Really need to get that out. This guy's a little bit more important to make sure we get him out. I would shoot a missile at him, but I know that I'm definitely not going to hit him. You can run into your allies. That's something that I did a few times when I streamed it last. I guess I'm just defending here because they have a lot of planes incoming. Lots of people. Fortunately, I'm actually doing pretty decent in this right now. Until I just said that, now I'm probably gonna die. Oh, Mr. Tail Gunner. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work out. I get super disoriented when I switch to my Tail Gunner. I'll just leave him to being AI controlled. Alright. I think we killed their attackers there. Oh god, there's just a lot of planes over this way. I think I'm gonna regret going this way. But... Yep. Considering I think we just ran into each other.
Be advised, a line of thunder
Maybe not. He's still alive.
Soon be unable to provide support. Do you copy? Over.
Unfortunately, this map, like right now, there's a little airfield here. You can repair there. There's the two ones with missiles that, you know, kind of help you with whittling down the enemy bases.
Keep it up.
And
Victory
this
is
one, I forget
almost ours.
what exactly that does. But on other maps, there's larger airfields where you can switch to a different plane in the same tier. Yes, Labobo. I'm gonna give it a shot after this battle.
You're on your own.
Let's see, where are they? God, that guy is not an NPC. I started seeing him twirl and everything. I'm like, that's not a bot. Come on. Yes, they are on my tail. I'm gonna try. No, he's not close enough. Sometimes if you get an enemy close enough to you, you can actually drop bombs close to the ground and splash them. But they gotta be, you know, right on your tail. Everyone's following me around here. Oh, what the hell? Yeah, I'm a goner. That guy got behind me, and that's one unfortunate thing. Which at least we won. One unfortunate thing about planes is when people get behind you, it's extremely hard for you to actually get them off of you unless your team is you know, helping you. It's almost impossible to get someone off of your tail. But anyway, a decent battle at the very least. And we got a W. Okay, thank you, Randall. It is up. I know there's not a lot of people on, but I will hop over and switch here. Here we go. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah, the way World of Warplanes deals with it is it's like a certain amount. It's kind of like World of Warships. It's a certain amount of HP damage, whether you've run into allies or enemies based off of the plane you're in. That might have been where I was low HP. He just killed me, and you know. The AT-15 Lowy boss I actually don't have, but I had the AT-15A. The AT-15 itself I actually skipped past years ago. I played on the test server. It's just, yeah. Alright, so we got 1,000 people here. This will be interesting. Let me start out with Mr. T-49 here and see how this goes. I'm not gonna swap over to the derp gun. It's just, I always keep my depot empty, but hopefully we can actually fill the matchmaking here. Thanks for sticking around though, guys, because not exactly a good morning as far as things going as planned for me so far. I was kind of rushing last minute to get Levi fed and walked and everything, and logging on here, having to update the game and it not letting me in. I'm a little stuffed up this morning for some reason. Felt perfectly fine last night, but I don't know, I'm not feeling, you know, on point today so far. Alrighty then. Hello, Trenton. Yes. I had to push the start time up a little bit. Yeah, I just have, you know, an appointment I have to, or people are gonna be here. Oh lord. There we go. Sorry, Scorpion. Oh, I just screwed myself up there. I can't even get my frickin' fingers on the right keys. Okay, Sheridan. Sure thing, Andrew. But yeah, it was the only appointment window I could get for having my heating serviced here, or else we'd have to wait another week, and I'd rather be able to make sure everything's fine. Next week's gonna be dedicated to Levi too. Lots of vet visits. Hopefully. We still have to set all the dates for that. Alright guys, I'm trying to hold the line. It's getting a little difficult though. Yeah, I can't stay there. Hey, hopefully I saw him coming in and he was not turning. Hopefully by the time this match is over, there's a little bit more people logged in to where it can get a tier 10 match. Sure, you can you know, as long as I have it, we can play it here. Yeah, since I had to switch the time up, I had to start with World Warplanes, I'll gladly just do a tank request this morning. Come on, people. Like, I'm not even... It's not like I'm purposely running into my own guys, but... They're not making it very easy here to be a frickin' light tank, because they're like... You know, they're just kind of rushing in here and not... really taking into account that every time they touch me, I die. Or not die, but lose a lot of HP. Unfortunately... we need to run away. Hopefully I don't get popped here. I'm not going to completely ditch the hill. However, this is not going to turn out well when they push. Six is stuck up there. I'm not really accomplishing any damage here now, however, and once they see me run, they are 100% gonna push through. Whereas right now, they're probably gonna flank around the 8 line on the outside, but alright, never mind, they're coming now. Yeah. Sorry, IS6, you're on your own. That's how it is in PC. Lollyboss. Our lights go up to tier 10. It'd be very nice if we could get more on the cap. What are you guys doing? I didn't want to go right here because I can get hit. But there's this very safe spot, you know, on the cap called right freaking here. They can't shoot you. They have to come all the way around to hit you. That's a little sneaky, Labobo. Alright, so we have AMX 30 request. Thought that guy was just gonna ram me, and I'm gonna do the Sheridan request up here. And we got a nice little win. But say I wasn't about to try to push back into them, so might as well just cap out, get the easy win, and move on to the next one. Say after playing, I should warm up with World of Warplanes. It's like it's it's a little bit faster pace. Most the planes that you play, where it helps you a bit with the driving there. I didn't flip myself over for once in the beginning of the stream. Alright, so let's see if we can get a nice little battle here for the Sheridan. Alright, we got Malinovka. Hopefully turns out well, which for the challenge I gotta reach 2400 here. Yeah, it's a normal challenge, so it's gonna be risky because I'm actually gonna try to scout. Sorry, Labobo. Since I'm not feeling the best, I'm trying to drink a little bit of coffee, but right now my body's like, dude, like, this is not the schedule I was told. I don't do very well with switching around times, honestly. Like, I can get up at like freaking 2 a.m. if I know about it, but if I gotta switch it at the last day or so, it's a whole nother story for me. I think that's about as good as I'm gonna get without getting killed. And unfortunately, we did not hit any of them. Awesome. And we lost an E50M in the process. Even better. My team seems to be a little bit adverse to, scouting. We have light tanks. I'm not the only one. Or at least fast mediums too. Now they have some people in the bush. Specifically these bushes. Alright, at least he drowned himself. Just when you see at least two tanks where I'm shooting at, they both popped in there to where, just freaking chuck some shells there if you don't have any other shots. Like, if you get up to this tier, you should know that that's where people scout. Like, I tried to scout from my side, but this thing has very bad camouflage for light, and you get spotted very easily. It's got a lot of firepower to it, especially since they buffed. It's got 390 alpha now since yesterday's patch. But you definitely are pretty large for a light, and on top of it, bad camouflage. Yeah, that should work pretty well, Noob-a-lot, even with the HD maps. A little bit hesitant. This isn't the best scout, like I was just saying. A little hesitant to, stick my neck out too far, because I can get outspotted by the people over there sometimes. Or I might just not be able to see them. We still have some heavies on the 0 line that are not getting anywhere. Fortunately for this Patriot, you know, he came across 2 tier 10s here. Super Conqueror spot it. Should be able to get a shot on him. Oop, not entirely sure I want to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Which, yeah, this might come back to bite me, but I'm going to go up to 2 times the HP, since I'm one of the few tier 10s on my team for the challenge here. I don't know if we're going to win this because we're behind and our team is really scattered, but make it a little bit harder on myself here. Then I probably am going to proceed to get ammo racked or something. I tried out the Super Conqueror. I'm actually going to be playing it next as far as requests go. I think it was fine on the test server when they first implemented it. However, after they buffed it to 10 degrees of gun depression, I think buffed something with its gun too. It's actually, I think it's broken in a way. I kind of grouping it with the M48 medium, to where that's a little bit too strong now ever since they buffed the turret armor. Yeah, I think it's way not completely overpowered as far as its stats, but they're not factoring in a few things to where it's comparable to a T110E5, which most people can agree ever since they nerfed that cupola armor on it. You know, it's not overpowered. It's still a good tank. It has strengths and weaknesses. The Super Conqueror basically is a T110E5 with 2 more degrees of gun depression, better turret armor because its weak spot, the cupola, is way in the back and most tanks can't hit it unless, say, you're in a mouse, and even then, E100, you have to be on level ground facing it, which the Super Conqueror with 10 degrees of gun depression can just hold down and you can't even hit it at all. So then you're left with shooting an upper glacis that has about 340 millimeters of effective armor with that spaced armor on it, and at weakest it goes down to like 305 effective. You have the spots on the turret front that aren't covered by space armor, at least they go down to like 270 millimeters of effective armor. And yeah, the really only weak spot is the lower plate, which is weaker than the E5s on the front. But if it's hold down, which it should be, you're not going to be able to hit it. You know, put on top of that an accurate gun that's basically the same as the FV215B heavy that it replaced. Same DPM, you know, accuracy similar. Alright, I'm gonna die. There's no point. I ran into a rock. So basically, you're taking all the negatives that the FV215B heavy had, and that had the best tier 10 heavy tank gun with 400 alpha, and you're putting on a basically the best chassis when it comes to, you know, hold down outside of the Kranwagen at tier 10. So it's pretty broken. It's not unbeatable. It's not like they strapped a frickin' 1000 damage gun on it or something, but it's basically imbalanced to where it's annoying to fight them, to where, like, tanks can be annoying to fight, say like a mouse that's angled and you can't really pen it, but at least the mouse is slow to where you can flank around it. The Super Conqueror has a decent amount of mobility to it to where, you know, it's basically a tank that is a jack of all trades tank like the E5, but it doesn't have the downsides associated with them, where the E5 has a few weak spots, and, you know, the gun depression isn't as high on the E5. So while it can hold down, it can't hold down on as many places as the Super Conqueror can. But anyway, I had to get to 3,200 HP damage assist. I got the 3,500 here. Thanks, Andrew, for that. I did win the challenge by just a little bit, even double or pushing it up to 2 times instead of 1.5. Unfortunately, though, I rather would have won there, to be honest. Hey, Kia, and Auntie, and Dana as well. Alright, so let's pop out here. Oh, good afternoon. But the problem is, you know, the first test that they released of it, the first iteration of the public test, it was good. I thought it had, you know, distinct, you know, differences to the E5 and other tier 10 heavies, to where it had, you know, the ease of use, and it was pretty damn good. But it definitely, you know, wasn't strictly, say, like the best heavy of how it plays. But, you know, they upped the gun depression by 2 degrees, and they buffed the gun, which, you know, it's hard to kind of, say, defend the changes they did, because when it first came out, like, I played it the first day, even on the stream here, on the test server, and seeing other people's reactions, it didn't really need buffed at all. But just looking at the comparison here, so essentially, like, I'm picking the E5 here because that's definitely the closest comparison that you can get. So it's got 1 more millimeter of pen, but that doesn't matter. E5, however, has a better premium round, more penetration on that. Rate of fire is higher, so your DPM is, you know, 3200, which my cruise and equipment here are virtually the same on these. So 3200 on that, 2800 on the E5. Better accuracy, same aim time, more gun depression. So Super Conqueror, better gun than E5 by a considerable amount. Basically 1 more shot per minute. HP, it's got 200 more HP. Hull armor is tricky. Honestly, they have comparable upper glacis. Super Conqueror, the weaker lower glacis. Turret front and turret weak spots, Super Conqueror better than the E5. This isn't really camouflage, doesn't matter much. View range, the Super Conqueror has more view range than this, just because of that's the one thing that is different. I have optics on the Super Conqueror, but yeah, it's one of those things that's a little frustrating, to where it's not like I would say compare this to the pre-nerf mouse, since they nerfed the mouse now 2 patches ago. It's not as unbalanced as that was, but it's very close to that. And it's gonna make the game. See you, Andrew. Thanks for watching, and thanks for the challenge as well. Yeah, have a nice day. Hello, Sniper. But it's just one of those things. Well, yeah, the overmatch spot, I do know about that, which, let me start getting towards the town here. You can overmatch a few spots depending on your gun, but like you said, you either need 150 millimeter, or at times, you know, you can do it in the Jagdpanzer E100 gun or the FV 183, as far as really the engine deck here, and there's a couple little spots on the turret roof. However, you know, I don't really consider them overmatch spots. I know you can do it in certain tanks. However, you know, most tanks at tier 10, if you look at the selection of every tier 10 tank, tier 9 and tier 8, most guns are either, you know, 122 millimeters or below. I would say, just off the top of my head, I'd say at least 70% of them are beneath, you know, the 150 millimeter mark. So to me, that, you know, while it is true for certain tanks, it's definitely not something that I would say they should, you know, take into account when balancing. So, see you, Lolly Boss. Have a nice one. Alright, Sniper, yes, I can do the WZ-132. But basically, in a way, it's just, you know, they released this a little bit too strong to where I think they're gonna rebalance it. Might not be right away, but they're definitely gonna have to tone it in. To me, to fix this, all they really have to do, give it 8 degrees of gun depression, and maybe shave off a little HP. It's just with 8 degrees of gun depression compared to 10, it can't hold down enough to where this is completely hidden from most tanks shooting at it. With 10, however, you can hide yourself enough behind the hill to where they won't be able to hit your cupola. But again, I don't think this is, you know, say like hilariously broken to where it's just like silly. It's just it's a tad too much overbuffed. Oh god. Now this is not good. In a way. Unfortunately, I do have a decent repair crew in this. I knew I was gonna get stuck here, and yet I did it anyway. Help, guys, we're all stuck in the 0 line. That doesn't help us out that much. And our people near the base aren't gonna be able to hit them if they keep pushing. But more or less, the main thing I'm concerned about is, say they leave this tank how it is. It basically forces them in a way to buff, you know, several other tanks down the road that are kind of, you know, outclassed by this, to where it's kind of a revolving door of power creep, what most people call it. It's just, you know, it's a little bit annoying. Anyway, hello 23, nice to see you. Thank you guys, are doing decent there. Yes, Madalena, I do. Which, hello, William. I would, honestly, most people playing this, you know, it's definitely an enjoyable tank to play. It's very easy to play, and, you know, it's not best at brawling on, like, flat ground like this, but playing against this is another thing to where that's where the problems start arising. He keeps... oh, no, he's gonna take that route. Fine by me. I shot the dead tank. Which, just for note here, I did have to start the stream earlier today, since I have basically heating and cooling guys coming to service, you know, my house here. They come, unfortunately, pretty early today to where I'm going to be able to stream until, at the very latest, I have to get off here at 9:30 my time. So as far as the countdown I put up on the screen, under the tank requests, that's about, you know, 5-10 minutes before I need to, like, definitely start getting off the stream here. Sorry for anyone that didn't know that I was switching the schedule around a little bit. It was just kind of a last minute thing. It should only be this week though that I have to change the stream time here. Levi forced me because he said he was cold. Poor little dog is like under blankets most of the day. That guy's a little angry there. Like, dude, we're winning. He pushed you, but you know, you're not dead. All right. You're probably gonna die now. Honestly, both of these guys are... oops, that's the wrong one. Get rid of both of them. This guy, though, in particular, though, I will that. But I'm gonna do my best to get the all the requests. It's just, you know, I definitely have an end time I gotta stick with. More or less, not because I have to like hover around to people. Like I know most of the guys that come to do my heater because of the restaurant, they do our refrigeration. But Levi has a very big problem with people coming up to the door that he might not know. So I gotta make sure when they arrive here, I gotta bring them out to meet them, or else he will try to eat them. Alright, but Mastery Badge 3rd class, really a straightforward match. You know, damage-wise not nearly as high as I wanted to, but experience a little bit higher since I added in 2400 assist. So, a little bit all across the board there. So, next request, I have an any tank request. Why don't I play... I'll play something a little bit different. I'm just trying to see my... maybe I'll do the E4. I'm seeing what I have here. There we go. Trying to pick something a little bit different there. Hello, Mojo. Well, yes, I would say the M48. I wouldn't say, you know, I do know you put it in quotes. I would say the M48 is better than the E5 now, for the majority of things. The E5 still has the better armor, specifically on the hull. The M48, you can argue with the, you know, it has a little bit smaller profile and not comparable armor, but it can still bounce a lot of the shells that the E5 can. Yeah, I would still say the M48 a little bit better than the E5. It's just one of those things that where they keep, you know, it's just a never-ending cycle of kind of rebalancing, which is fine, but they need to do more than just 1 to 2 lines at a time, or else, you know, it basically, it doesn't just look like it, it's basically they're trying to get people to do certain things to, you know, make them free XP stuff to get the new tank that's better, you know, revisit old lines that might not be very popular because, you know, there's no new tanks in them, stuff like that. But yeah, as long as HD maps come out soon, I'll be very happy. Because as far as balancing changes, yes, I get annoyed by them, and I get, you know, you guys ask about them, and I give you my honest opinion. Whether or not it's entirely backed up by, say, like, data is one thing, you know, to where Scorpion, or not Scorpion, Super Conqueror is a new tank, to where, you know, whether it's going to overperform, we'll see, but early indications are it should definitely do well above average, at least in public battles. Unfortunately, I don't have the T100 LT Waco. I don't have any Russian lights. Hello, Matthew. Take my chances with already. In the mist. I'm gonna get linked here. Really hoping he had AP. Really hoping he stuck with HE. Hopefully my team gets a little confidence to push up now. Hello, Uber. Nice to see you. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, like, if they get done early, my plan is actually I might pop on for a little bit more streaming in the afternoon. It's just... the main thing they actually have to do is... my air conditioner's working. However, they're out here, you know, at the end of the summer. and they found that there was like a small leak in the line to where I have a servicing agreement with them. That was a bad shot. Should have shot the other tank. They have to basically check the entire system. I don't have to pay them anything since I technically pay because I pay a yearly service contract, but they have to basically check the entire, I'm crapping it up here in the E4. They have to check the entire refrigerant system for the AC for any leaks. So that they estimate is going to take 4 hours with how my AC unit's set up. So if it finishes earlier than that, I plan on hopping on and streaming a little bit again. Let's say I'd like to help them get them out. Oh god. And I bounce again. This is what you don't want to do in an E4 compared to an E3. You don't have as much armor, but it's the gun depression that kills you. Like, I wasn't able to hit him low enough because I can't point my gun down far enough. Yeah. But this is where, even though I'm like in the middle of the battle, I technically can't really hit any of these tanks. Which we actually need to get the M46 out. But my problem is, we're in an E3, I could shoot him over this without taking any damage. In an E4 I cannot. Unless he gives me... Nope, I can't do it. He's got me too. It's just the difference of tanks, and I guess... Fortunately my team's gonna win. Did 0 damage here. I got 100 assist damage there. Woo! But... it's just that's a very classic case of getting yourself, you know, in a fight, but not being able to shoot anything just because you didn't account for, specifically, this has 6 degrees of gun depression, just compared to the E3 has 8 degrees. That little change there, you know, it makes it completely different. But I should have known I should have known I didn't want to go there. I should have just went to the flatter spot instead of jumping to the center. Anyway, on to the E100. Go figure, I pick a tank that completely fail at. You are right, Randall. Yes, it is time for a raffle. Thanks for reminding me. I'm finally starting to actually wake up here and kind of get oriented or reoriented, since I had to play World of Warplanes for the first 2 battles of the stream here since the server was down for tanks. My body still gets struggling a little bit here. I had to get up with Ryan this morning at, what was it, like 5:20, which, you know, isn't as early as I have to get up tomorrow since I have work in the morning, but it's earlier than the past few days. Hey, more raffles the better, or biscuits the better. I do plan on adding in some options in the Fuzzbot shop for, you know, they're going to cost a lot of biscuits, but they should be pretty fun for everyone involved. That way you guys with a ton of them have, you know, some stuff that's pretty unique to spend them on. Just getting around to actually... Oh, whole thing has freaking space armor on it. Getting around to putting that in. I should have shot it lower plate, but I'm actually swapping over to AP here. It's actually, I have the T55A badge on. The 260, I'm working on it. But yeah, I do agree that honestly, I get people freaking shooting at me regardless, so I decided to put the badge on for the hell of it. You know, it looks cool. Oh lord. This is not going to be good for me getting damage off here. However, we're getting capped out and we have nobody back there. Sure thing, Matthew. Hello, Tommy Gunn. Again, I'm going to do my best to get to all the requests here. It's just basically, I know right at the end, I can't like push the stream any later than, you know, say a little bit over that end time. Unfortunately, thank you, Kronwagen. I might be able to reset in time, but, you know, debatable. This IS-7 needs to get on the cap. Perhaps 6 seconds. He's going to be able to, yeah. I was going to shoot the Super Conqueror, but the likelihood of me actually hitting him was very small. Here goes me, frickin'. I just prevented myself from... Oh my god. I prevented myself from getting through there. I'm just... Lord. I don't know what it is with me so far this morning, but when it comes to positioning my tank, it ain't working with 750 damage gun tanks. I'm not even like fighting the enemy a lot of times here. I'm frickin'... That looked like it was gonna hit him. I'm fighting myself more than them. Thank you, Mr. Grill. Yes, Victor. I had to start at 7 instead of 8. I have HVAC people coming to do my heating and cooling. The only appointment I could get until like mid next week was 10 a.m. today. Typically though, they get here like a half hour early, since it's their first appointment of the day. Yeah, I know it's a lot easier to get the 260 now. I say once, like as far as my missions go, I don't really purposely try to grind out missions, but the 260, I don't have a ton of them done because I just started it a couple of weeks ago. Once I get 2 of these done, then I'm probably going to go back and finish the Stug. I didn't do the light tank ones for these, and I need to do the final SPG one for the T-55A. So I'll actually try to do them, you know, once I get within shooting distance of the Object 260. I'm in no rush, to be honest, though. They're not going to remove the missions, and the 260, it's a fun tank to play, but it's definitely not something, you know, it's not like I'm gonna play like 300 battles in it in a month or something. So congratulations, Mojo, on winning again. We should see, will he win again? I'll do another draw here since it's gonna be a little shorter stream today. Congratulations, Herman, for winning as well. I'm gonna hopefully get to all these requests. Not 3 in a row. Someone won the last one last night that wasn't Mojo. Granted, he wasn't here at the end, but let's try out in the field here. In a way though, like I know it seems like same person wins every single time. Like I can see everyone that enters a raffle here. While there might be, say there's like 50 people watching, typically, you know, only like say 10, 12 of you guys enter, so it's not that low of a percentage on a, you know, person to person basis for actually winning them. So that's why sometimes it seems like the same person wins it over and over. Hello, Dom. Nice to see you. Come on, team. We got enough of you here to hopefully help me out. I have no intention on actually fighting this guy head on, but it'd be very nice if get some shots for me on him. Yeah, there's so much already out here to actually take care of things. I'm definitely gonna die, no question about it. Oh god, he's actually in a good spot now. But hopefully I can at least... Oh, that was a bad shot. Yeah, they're just... Yeah, I'm not gonna make it out of this. Even survive as long as I do. Like, the FV isn't even getting shot here. And there's a Sheridan here too. Awesome. Yeah. Here's the me dying first on my team, and somehow 5 tanks there, even though the T100, I hate, honestly, like he's a tier 10. I hate people that sit when you're on this side, just sit here. While you do spot people, you don't help at all, because basically you allow the enemy to set up in the 2 line, and they can spot your people back here, and you're just kind of sitting there to where when your guys at the base shoot, they're spotted and they're the ones that die. And then you're just kind of sitting there like, why ain't I getting any assist damage? Well, maybe if we actually held them back a little bit. But, yeah. Unfortunately, AMX 30, I shouldn't have pushed out there by myself when I saw that nobody else was. I should have went over to maybe a little bit over this way a little bit. But, gotta love you, team. Anyway. Try to rationalize it. That's what I do. The amount of times I need to rationalize things that happen at the restaurant is a little too high at times. The math teacher? I'll get right on that and text her. Alright, 140 requests. I will say, you know, at some point, some of these requests, I'll keep taking them and putting them up. But definitely, if you look at the end time, which is a little over an hour now, that's going to be like, you know, cutting it close for me to be able to get all requests done. You can blame Levi for this one, since I have to get everything ready for him to go meet the HVAC people, who he's met about 5 or 6 times at this point. He still wants to kill him every time now. I think it's anyone that's in like a uniform that comes in a truck or a van he does not like. Yes. Well, honestly, like, you know, I shouldn't have pushed out there because no one actually was able to shoot or hit anything, but they still, you know, I would have been fine there if they got, say, like 2,000, 2,500 at least assist damage, which I'm honestly confused how they did not get, because I spotted there was at least like 3 tanks there to where they were just sitting out in the open. I knew they were within their max render range, and yet they weren't getting hit. Like, I didn't even see bounces. Like, it seemed like everyone was like trying to aim at, say, the Streb 103B, and he was sitting behind a building to them. Like, I had one shot on him, but I ran away. It seems like they were all aiming at the people that they could not hit that were behind cover, instead of the guys a little bit closer to me that were sitting out literally in the open. And yeah, that's just... I would have still died, but at the very least I would have, you know, caused some damage to the enemy. They're just going to roll right into our base, and it's probably going to be pretty ugly. I was really tempted to go to this side. I try to shy away from that in a tank this slow though and large, just because getting across the little opening here in a slow tank could be difficult if the enemy actually puts people over there, which obviously they did. But I spawned all the way towards this side on the base, where that little difference makes a pretty huge change. Or that huge change, or a little change makes a big difference, but I got that messed up. This is probably why at work I don't really talk to anyone until like 9-10 o'clock. More or less, I'm running around trying to make prep lists and inventory, get myself set up to where, yeah. Unfortunately though, once I lose my support here, this is gonna be difficult for me to get anything accomplished. I chose the wrong flank again. Yeah, this is not exactly the tank to be trying to snipe across the map at a frickin' light tank. Yeah. Seems like I'm like actively trying to lose here. Not purposely trying to, but it might seem like that. Yeah, this doesn't really have the accuracy to frickin' snipe. Trying to get shots on things, because I'm not too keen on pushing all the way across here. Please stop that tortoise. Actually fairly annoying. Unfortunately, we lost most of our team here. Thank you for the heat and the APCR and all the other gold stuff. Yeah, again, wrong position here. Wrong flank. And it's really hard to come back when you screw up in something this slow. I should have stuck with my initial, like, gut feeling and went to the other side. Yep. I knew I was gonna bounce off of him too. That thing has a shit ton of armor for a little frickin' TD. And yet this is what, day 3 of seeing quite a few of them. Of me bouncing off of them. Anyway though. Moving along. That would have been ideal, Wako. Which we won highway, holy shit. I am surprised at that. I guess I badmouthed my team enough, they proved me wrong there. But the problem with the mouse there was the north spawn, a lot of people, which thank you, these two guys carried us. Thank God. I made 200 credits. And the problem I knew I was going to have there was, even though I picked the wrong flank to where there was just a Patriot on it, I knew that they were going to have TDs and stuff around their base to where, you know, I was going to push out there with the one other guy, and we just couldn't push any further because we finally catch up with all their campers, which... Oh well, I'm going to play an E3 here for Levi's pick, so hopefully I can kind of reset myself in a way. Usually I can, even if I put this in a bad spot, I typically can hold my own a little bit. But after this I have an ELC request, I have an any tank request, it's not a grind, M48, a 183, a Super Conqueror, and an Object 140. At this point, I'll have all those done in the next 12 minutes. Levi seems to have fallen asleep. Nice to see it's light outside now, too. Levi was not very happy, and I wasn't very happy walking him in the dark this morning. He always pulls me one direction when it's dark because there's more street lights that way. But unfortunately, it's harder to walk him there because there's a lot of people that park their cars and stuff on the street. He gets tangled up on everything. The E3, I also hate facing off against them. I typically try to work my way around them. I only really like facing E3s if I can flank them, or if I can, you know, push very hard into them and let other people flank them. It's just, you know, the reason it's my favorite tank is it's virtually, I wouldn't call it the best tier 10, but it's the best at if you can keep people just like in front of you or just off to the side, that it's very hard to work your way around. I'm gonna go out on a little limb here and jump up to where they potentially can flank me now. However, I'm hoping I have enough help behind me that does not happen. I hit him right on the frickin' beak. Alright, I have people spotting behind me, that's very helpful. Ooh, only 582 damage. That's a really low roll for this tank. That's almost bottomed out there. Can't pen him now. Oh, there's a Type 4. I missed that shot. Ooh, I got a little lucky. Yes. Some people will camp in this though, you'd be surprised. I don't get it when people camp in the E3 or the T95, but it happens. I'm gonna get him to come out again. I can hit him and pen him in the turret. I don't even need APCR honestly to do it. I have a feeling I'm gonna get pushed behind me. Be very nice though if they could get this Type 4 out. I don't think it's gonna happen now. Ooh, T-44. Now I don't have anyone behind me to where need to be able to hit this guy's weak spot. Or there we go. Unfortunately for the T95, tier 10 TDs can pen the flat bits of its armor if it's pointing directly at them. If you angle it just a little bit, it has a very good chance to actually block it. But if you point directly at him like he did to me, it's pretty easy to pen him. Come on, I'm trying not to use my repair kit. Go, just splash him through the turret roof. If I push up far here, I can bounce him. Run, little dude. Really want to get the TD out. He has the better gun. Can I ram him? No. Oh, I guess I've tracked myself. I knew that was a bad choice. But fortunately I'm in an E3 and yep, you're dead. I feel bad at times driving this because Yurga's kind of helpless at certain points against this tank. Nice try, E100. He did a good job for... He kind of got stuck there, or she. He or she. But they're doing their best. Unfortunately, the rest of their team didn't really pull through. Trying to make room for the T-30 since he's a little faster. All in all, though, pretty decent match. 3,800 damage, 5,600 block. Sprinkle of assist damage in there, too. Guess I'm gonna head towards their SPGs here. I don't think I'll get a shot on... maybe I could have gotten a shot on the 416. Someone get a shot at me. At least I believe that they have an SPG or two on this side. Or not. Oh well, still a pretty good match here. Ugh. Sorry for making you guys yawn again. I'll be fully awake around like noon today. I got enough sleep to function, but I only slept for like 5 hours. So we have an ELC up next. Ministry Bad second class. Steel Wall Award. Most amount of damage. Almost in the match. The Type 4 beat me out by a bit. Honestly though, this E100, not that it would have changed much, but I would have just started chucking HE shells out if I couldn't get like solid shots on anything. They stuck with heat, which, you know, I use a lot in E100 too, but I would have just swapped the HE if I was having trouble getting shots without taking damage. See ya, Mojo. Have fun depositing those Levi biscuits. I'll make sure I have enough for you to withdraw them. Yes, CJ, I don't play the ELC with the 90mm. Most people do. I prefer the little 75mm on it though. It's just, to me, the 90mm, I would have used it. However, when they rebalanced the lights, they lowered the penetration on it, which, you know, I can deal with the non-functional turret if it had a lot of upsides to it. Right now, you know, it has alpha damage, but this has more DPM. It does have a little less pen, but the 90 to me doesn't have enough penetration to warrant losing the fully functional turret. Does it always make a good choice using this? No, but I find across most maps you can scout better in this. You don't have to, you know, with the 90 you still can scout. However, you know, you use that gun to try to do more damage to things, which doesn't always work out when you're like driving around. If a light gets behind you, you're screwed. You can try to like turn around, but then you're the stationary tank, they can just circle you. To me, it just has too many downsides. But it all depends on the map and the situation. God, this guy's going on that blacklist. You don't do that in a battle. Like, they jumped it, but why would you get yourself out there in a freaking random battle? It sounds very mean of me to put someone on there without them killing themselves, but you're useless now. Well, it's the 90 still does have more pen than the 75 here. It's just they nerfed specifically the premium round on the 90. That to me, it, you know, it doesn't have enough to warrant fighting with a non-functional turret on a light here. Oh god, I actually did not expect him to be right there. Like to me, the ELC, you know, it's very small, pretty hard to actually hit while moving around, to where you can't really utilize that with the 90mm. Churchill, I think, spotted me. Yep. Oop, God. He missed me again, fortunately. I'm small enough that I can hide behind most of these little fences. Our 12T's a little preoccupied. But he has the HE gun, to where he actually can't hit me, I think. Uh-oh. I think he figured out my plan. This is not good for me now. I should have ran away. Yeah, I was trying to outsmart him and he finally caught on. Well, this was a crappy match, but yeah. Should have just ran away and turned around, ran towards the 12T over here. Oh well. I never said I play this good, but I still like the little gun over it. Alright, so I have any tank request that's not a grind. I play a Stripe 103B. See you, Labobo. If you're popping out here. Oh, okay, you're not popping out, never mind. I saw someone say stay safe. The temperature in my house or outside? Outside it's like high 50-degree Fahrenheit. Inside here it's probably like 60 degrees. I know. The first couple shots he did, I think I told him there about HE. He was shooting the wall and he couldn't hit me. To where I think they finally figured out, like, this guy's just messing with me. Unfortunately, I was dumb and I just sat right in front of him. I knew he could one-shot me, but yeah. See ya, Tommy. Yeah, it's a little chilly in here though. I was hoping the HVAC people don't show up early, because I'd like to get, you know, through all these requests here for you guys. Which after this, my next stream isn't until Sunday night, so a little bit of a break here. But again, I might be able to pop on midday today and stream. It all depends on when they're done with my house here. I just can't, you know, be on the PC because Levi, even though they're here and, you know, they're coming in and out the door, every single time they come in and out of the door, he has to, like, check them. And he can be a little bit menacing sometimes. Oh Lord, I did it! No! No! Oh my God, you rammed me! Oh God. Oh God. I was gonna flip on my side, but then the AMX just barely nudged me. What are you doing, girl? I definitely appreciate that, although I'm probably... Oh God. Yeah, I can't take shots now. They're gonna go in front. Oh, that little nudge though. It's not his fault. It was my fault for trying to skirt past people. That little nudge though sent me over. Oh God. I always forget though, the Swedish TDs are very bouncy and light. They don't stick to the ground like other tanks do. Shot him too low. I'm not 100% already safe here either. These flip pretty easily, yeah. But most of the physics, yeah, they do stick to the ground a bit. What are you doing, T-57? We only have 4 tanks down here. We don't want to push. If that's what they're trying to do. Because we need to give them less places to flank us. We're giving them more. Which stream rank would you like, Dana? Yeah, I have no problem with the physics. It's just, you know, I'm kind of glad they're not completely realistic, or else some tanks, if you flip over the turret ring, or the turret would fall out of the turret ring. As far as how I think most turrets, they're just set in place and they're kept in by gravity. Fortunately, we lost the ice road. We have the bridge down pat, you know, that's really useful though. Without the rest of the map on, it's kind of useless to have. I think this guy's gonna pop out, but nope, he's gonna peek again, and unfortunately he got me. Frick there. I know the Centaurian's a pretty decent player. He's throwing heat too, which does not bode well for our STB. Guess there's a FV405. He can one-shot every single one of us. Don't do that, IS-7. Our team's kind of regrouping here. We still have a lead. Just let this bat chat push up. I'm looking at the mini-map, which is why I'm not moving here. I just see that they're flanking the FV, so it makes sense for us to wait a second. If they can get him out, we'll be in a much better spot. Pop out as much. Alright, they got him down to 1 shot. There we go. That's all I was waiting for. Like, it looked like I was really camping here hard. Kinda was, but I was just waiting for them to get the most dangerous enemy out. Here we go. He's got a repair kit though, and he's gone. Just waiting for your team sometimes. It's a lost trait. I do it a lot, to where sometimes I can be overly aggressive, but sometimes waning is a lot safer. Hey Michael G, nice to see you. It's kind of the opposite for me, Carl. I find, granted, it's a little bit different, but I find anything under tier 5 pretty frustrating, just because the time to kill a tank is minute, like super low. But I find tier 8 to 10 the most enjoyable. That's the stream rank you'd want? Can't play tier 10s? I won't be able to put the apostrophe in there, I think. I'll have to see. Sometimes special characters mess up the bot here. But I can make that rank. I'm just gonna cap out here, so. Which, I guess you don't like your old custom stream rank? I was about to say, I thought I made one for you before. I switched it over to the new one now. But if you want to switch between the two, the other one's still like in the system. So not a ton of damage for a tank like this. However, you know, I think I played that flank pretty well there. If I had pushed earlier, I most likely would have died. Like that Centaurian, he tried to get the jump on me, which fortunately we had someone behind him too. It could have been a little bit different had I done that a little sooner. Now I have the M48A5 patent with the patch that came out yesterday. Or, yeah, yesterday. They changed the hull on it and they changed the name for the A5. Dom, the sandbox, I would assume we're not going to see one of those for a while. That only pops up when they actually need to test something new. I would say the next thing you're going to see is a public test server. I would guess in about, I'm going to give it 2 weeks, we'll probably see one. Yeah, the main thing they want you to use to get bonds is, you know, the rank battles. But otherwise, you know, it takes forever to get anything, just winning like 7, 9, what have you at a time. Yeah, them, you know, they changed the hull to where completely new HD model. Yes, Uber. Only because I'm a sucker for when it comes to them switching tanks out, honestly. If I can get, you know, especially, I like to get a ton of tanks, because I like playing a bunch of different things. You guys can request different things too. I'm a sucker when it comes to them switching things, and you kind of get a 2-for-1 deal, you know? Where that's going to definitely be one of my next grinds that I do. I'm already up to, I think, like tier 7 on the grind I'm going to start at, so it's a lot shorter than having to start, you know, a brand new line. Honestly, this is, to me, public battles, this is the best tier 10 medium. And in a pinch, it can function as a heavy tank too, if you can hold down. Gonna get hit there, but I definitely need to get across. I got a little too close. But he's doing the right thing, and he's getting just far enough to hit my lower plate, because otherwise he'd bounce off. You took a little bit too soon of a shot, or too early. Go, gonna try not to fling myself off the edge. Now the RU's back. Very nice, we have a FE215B. He's just sitting there. If he rounds the corner, he'd be able to shoot somebody. And honestly, the RU is not paying any attention to him whatsoever. But props to that guy, he got a decent chunk of my HP off. But the reason I went to the town here, I think it's the more important flank than... that was a stupid by me. Even though I can't hold down here, I think this is the better flank to still win. Come on, guys. They got one shot on him. Come on, you guys have full HP. There's one T-57. He's got 3 shots. And then he can't hit you anymore. And we're down by 4 tanks now. So this is really not good for me to try to fight head on against him. It's just, I really wish my light tanks would use their HP. You kind of have to, you have to do it at some point. Yeah, he can hit my raised engine deck, but I'm a goner now. It's just, that's frustrating. Like, I was already, you know, playing a little bit different than you should in this. Like, you should hold down, which this area of the map's better, or even just the center. But we have 2 full HP, which that guy is... The T-49 just intentionally drowned himself. That's... You have 2 full HP light tanks to where we're down by 4 or 5 tanks, and they're still afraid to push on 1 tank. Yes, he has a lot of damage, but the longer you wait, excuse me, the longer you wait, the worse off it's going to be for you. So you're just making it difficult on everyone. In that situation, I don't like to push into things when I have low HP, but there's nowhere else for me to run back to that made sense. So I just went for it. Hello, Christy. Yes, I would say for the public battles at least, it's the best tier 10. Medium. I really hope I'm not getting sick. My throat's getting really dry here. It's getting a little hard to talk. Long sentences. Pretty much, yeah. But I probably could have went to the center. I'd be able to hold down there and kind of stop them from pushing through. But then our town would have died. But honestly, their RU getting the damage on me was a pretty big mistake on my part. But it still comes back to, we had a FE2 and 5E heavy literally sitting there, wasn't able to shoot anything. All he had to do was round the corner, shoot the RU even just once, and that would have been a completely different scenario. Instead, he just kind of sat there and didn't push anywhere. But you never know what your team's gonna do. Trying not to go down that road. Once he pops out, he probably is going to get hit, unless their 140s didn't go to the center. Which, yep, they've got, there goes 1000 HP. They got some tanks there. There's almost always tanks in the center, plus their artillery. There's not going to be too much down here in the south. The exact location, but I'm just gonna leave you there. Floyd, honestly, I don't really grind them, so I can't even say what tank I'd pick for that. But these last 2 requests I have might just be it for the stream, depending on how long the matches are. I can't go over the end time for the stream here. It's not the shot I wanted to take because I missed, but thank you, Christy. But yeah, I typically don't rage on stuff. The most annoyed I get is honestly when I make very stupid mistakes, but after playing the game so long, it's not worth getting upset at most things. Not 100% already safe here, nor is this the best tank to be trying to use your gun depression with. He knew what was coming. Hello, Tatis. Which, yeah, already just gave me a little slap there. So they're at our base already because we put nobody in the north. I'm on T30. I don't think he's gonna fall for it. Maybe he did. I gave him a little bit too much there to chew on. Hey, little dog. Levi's back there whimpering a little bit. Probably because it's morning and I'm not. Yep. We're in prime spot for their RD to hit us and also for them to hit us right from the center. This is, yeah, it's basically like a kill zone essentially. I love sitting there and already aiming for that little spot when the enemy pushes around the corner. He's got me. We're still up though by 2 tanks. It's just just making sure he didn't get another shot. Dom, I play World of Tanks. I played World of Warplanes for the first 2 battles here because the server was down for the NA server. I play a game called Dreadnought, Stellaris. They're the main ones I play right now. I plan on picking up Destiny 2 when it comes out on PC, I think next week. Uh-oh. Yeah. See, that's why I don't even bother with the marks of excellence. I get that a lot of people grind them out, but honestly, most people that you see do it, say streaming and stuff, the easiest, it's not impossible to get them without using premium rounds, but it's highly unlikely. I would have to change the way that I play if I was going to try to get like grind out 3 marks of excellence, just because it's very heavily reliant on you staying alive for long, so getting into the thick of things isn't always the best. You know, being able to penetrate things when you're low tier on the matchmaking, so lots of premium rounds, and trying to track things to gobble up assist damage. Even if you can damage them directly, sometimes it's better to get the assist damage because that counts into it. If you can get, you know, much more assist damage than just doing 1 shot's worth of damage. There are ways to kind of influence it, but to me, I'm not going to change the way I play just for a thing on my gun barrel. Like, I have 1 or 2 on quite a few tanks, but I'm never going to purposely grind them out. See you, William. Have a nice one. Thanks for stopping by, at the very least. Hope you, even though it's nighttime for you, have a nice day tomorrow. So my next stream won't be until, is he gonna ram me? Like, if you seriously shoot me, dude, you're a dick. My next stream isn't gonna be till Sunday night, unless I'm able to pop in a little bit later today, so afternoon for me. And there's a small chance tomorrow afternoon I might be able to as well. Right now, Uber, it looks like they could be there, but I'm not honestly too worried about it. I have 30 HP. Right now it looks like they're going to remove the 183, which is unfortunate, but it's still not entirely decided. Basically they have 2 options. I don't think they'll replace the FV 4005 stage 2 with it. They kind of changed their mentality a little bit, which, since yes, I can definitely do these 2 tanks. So you have the Super Conqueror that replaced the 215B heavy. 215B heavy was a made up tank anyway. It didn't have a gun like that. What the hell is that? No, I'm not trading in. But they switched it mainly because it keeps the play style of this line the same. So they're switching to 183 because moving from the Tortoise to the 183 is completely different than the AT series that leads up to it. So that's why they're adding in what they're going to be calling the Badger. So essentially a Tortoise with more mobility, more DPM, and without the top weak spots. Now the 183, I kind of wish that they just make it like a little side grade to where you can unlock it, say from the Conway and or Tortoise. Give people the option of still unlocking it because it's a pretty iconic tank in the game. A lot of people, you know, it's the first like derp Hesh tank in the game, to where there's tons of videos of it, you know, and you know, it's one of those tanks that when you think like the iconic like high alpha tank, that comes to mind. But it looks like they're either going to go that route to where it's just like a side kind of grind from the 9 to the 10, but most likely they're just going to pull it out and make it a special tier 10 premium, like they did the FV215B heavy. Reason being is makes them more money. Because if they pull it out and tell people you can't get it anymore, anyone that doesn't have it, more likely than not, if you like the game, you're going to try your best to be able to get to it, because unlike the heavy tank 215B, the 183, while it isn't always the most practical and best tank, it's a lot better. And the same thing with the Foch 155, that's worse off than the 183 was. And, you know, it's one of those things to where I think they're going to pull it out and make it a special premium. Hello, Rotary. I completely agree, Uber. Unfortunately, you know, most of these changes, you know, have happened very recently. It all comes down to, you know, they did change, you know, balancing and some department heads within the past 2 years, to where that's where the mentality has changed, to where, you know, they're just switching things all over the place, which I kind of hope that, yeah, I guess took a few shots I didn't want to. I hope that, you know, there's some way for people to get certain tanks that they pull out and make like a special, because in a way it's kind of stupid to lock them behind whether you just had it or not. You never can get it again. In a way, I just said that though, the Badger, it's not completely made up. It was basically a design. It wasn't a proposal. It wasn't a real tank as far as it was made and like fielded, but it's not, say, like just a completely 100% made up wargaming invention. Very close to it, but there are actual elements of the tank that are real, of course. Not defending them at all, though. Because to me, I don't care that tanks change, you know, playstyle from tier to tier, but they kind of want to make it so it's that way. To where, you know, a tank line plays the same, you know, through and through. We're not going to be able to damage that Conqueror. That's unfortunate. I guess I'm gonna push into the center and hope that my team doesn't die down here. I'd be perfectly fine, not to say I would want tier 10 premium tanks, but something that World of Warships does that I don't think it's right in that game, only because they implement new tanks, or not new tanks, new ships. You can unlock them with, it's an ungodly amount of free experience, say like $100 worth, but what is it, the USS Missouri I think is the one, and they're coming out with a tier 9 Yamato. I always want to say Yamoto or something. It's wrong. It's honestly something from anime, but they plan on introducing that and being unlocked for free experience, where I think it's wrong in that sense. But I'd be perfectly fine if World of Tanks let people, say, unlock the FE 215B Heavy, the Foch 155, and probably eventually the 183 FV with either free experience, like a large amount of it, because that's one thing to where new players can't just spend gold and get it, because you actually have to grind that experience out. And or, you know, possibly even bonds. I'd be fine with that as well. But to me, just, you know, make it obtainable somehow instead of just completely locking it out. They E100. I was hoping that they weren't gonna flank back. Fortunately, yeah, never mind. I wish you had pushed up a little bit further, but I get why he didn't. Just our south is, they're backpedaling pretty heavily here, where we're running out of time to where this is a safe location. Okay, I can try to do that request if I have the time, yes. well, I wouldn't say it just is based off of the matchmaking. You know, tier 8, it's much easier being bottom tier now, since it's not like you're facing off against like 8 tier 10s and whatnot. The problem being is a lot of these buffs and changes that they've been doing only really affects tier 9 and 10, specifically tier 10. They're not really buffing, like tier 8s they're doing to some, but they're not buffing any tiers beneath that to where it's really screwing with the balance. Because, you know, for years, you know, there's some arguments you can make against balance in World of Tanks to where, you know, it wasn't good, but it was at least, you know, arguably a pretty well balanced game. Now it's getting thrown out of whack quite a bit. It's definitely not at like panic levels, but it's getting somewhat close to that. It's alright, little dog. He's back there like grunting at me. Little does he know that he's about to have visitors here soon. And he's not going to be too happy. Cat guys. We need our other... I can't pen him. Really need 3 on cap. Crap. I was hoping to get lucky there, honestly. We should get this, though. Yeah, Super Conqueror, though, just frickin' chuck HE at the thing if it's hold down completely. Only reason I'm not doing that is he has to point his turret either at me or the E5. Yeah. I mean, I could see a flamethrower working only if they like make it like 1 or 2 HP worth of damage, and it just like continually damages the tank without having to pen it. Hello, Gary. I think he's popping in here. I think I saw you earlier in the chat. Top 3 HP experience. We're all pretty much tied there. Damage-wise, decent. A little bit of assist thrown in there. So I have the Object 140 up next, and then potentially an E50M if I have time for it. Which why don't I'm going to start the raffle here again. Having him labeling. Oh, please don't get caught watching me at work if you're training someone. So I've got this battle, potentially one more. Sorry for anyone, you know, popping in here that I'm not going to be able to stream until 11 like the schedule says. I had to start this morning at 7 a.m. for the stream just because I have HVAC people coming over to service and fix my system here. Levi made me do it this week. I could have waited till next Tuesday to do it. I'd honestly be in the same boat though, to where I'd probably have to push that stream earlier or swap it over to nighttime or something. So I decided just to get it done with. Mojo's gone. But if you missed any of the stream, you know, you can rewind it here, fortunately. First 2 matches were World of Warplanes. They're pretty fun since the server is down. But the next time I'll be on definitely is Sunday night. I'm 90% sure I don't need... We have a fundraiser that night. Ryan and I had to finish... We have 150 cheesecakes left I need to pop out of the pans. Mini ones, though. I don't think I have to be at the restaurant for... We have a fundraiser going on. I'm prepping all the food. I don't necessarily have to be there since I'm I get there at like 5 a.m. on Sunday for breakfast. So I'd be working 5 a.m. until 7 p.m. I don't think that's gonna happen. But yeah, a lot of people are pretty passive. I don't blame them though. Like sometimes, like earlier, I was definitely too aggressive in some matches to where, you know, it got me killed. This M48 Patton, I penned him once, but it's gonna be a little bit tough. Bosch 155 is starting to scare me a little bit. Trying to get him penned once. Like he moved a little bit. Alright. This thing has better gun depression than the 62A, but it's still not, you know, good by any means. There we go. Now I'll swap back to APCR. I just needed to get a couple little helpful shots there. Crap. It's alright, little dog. You don't need to whine. He got a new toy yesterday. He probably wants me to go throw it for him. I'm perfectly fine with brawling with you. I got backup. Your backup is not able to get over the hill. Hey Grigsby. Yes, almost everything for this stream. Since I'm only able to go, I'll probably do the one more battle here, but I'm not able to go any further. He's gonna whack me here, but I know that I can get around him. They thought about adding in a smoke mechanic for SPGs, having a shell that you could fire smoke down. I don't think tanks need it, to be honest. I don't think the majority of times it would be used correctly. Okay, I thought he was going to wrap around and get me. So far, a pretty decent match though. 4,000 damage just about, 1,700 assists. Well, he does need his heat, yes. I kind of felt bad. We just had his haircut, but he was getting too long to where he has a couple skin conditions and allergies to where it was too long to the point where it was making it difficult for us to keep him clean. Like we had to give him at least one bath a week, which is today, coincidentally. I'm gonna wait till the heat's back though. It's just if his skin just produces way too much oil, essentially, to where if he has long hair, it gets like all matty and not gross, but he honestly smells like sugar almost. Congratulations, Labobo. One of the few times you'll see me just get off the cap. We have a pretty good lead to where if we lose this, we deserve to lose this. I would like to get myself over 4K damage though. Okay. It's not gonna happen. Not gonna happen at all. Unless I get really, really lucky here. Oh, I did it! I probably should have just stayed there. I would have been able to pen him again. That was me. I was kind of wiggling there. I'm like, should I ram him? If I would have died, I wouldn't have killed him. Yes, normally I know when to run, but not earlier in the stream today. Which I got 17 bonds here since I got a Confederate award. that awards what, 2? I don't know. I thought it was more than that, but Mastery Badge First Class. Almost the most amount of damage on my team. Most amount of experience though, since I added on a little bit of assist and I spotted all of my own damage. So I'll do one more battle here in the E50M. I'll remember to add a first class into the shop here. Hey little buddy, please. Oh, I know why he's whining. Like, he probably does want to play, but here you go. Oops. You can kind of see it. My life here. So you can see down here the little light, the little stream of light coming in there. That triggers him. He is obsessed with like shadows, reflections. He'll grab a flashlight and run away with it, trying to kill it. It's kind of hilarious to see, but we try not to mess with him because it's from when he was young. Apparently, a few people, not Ryan though, kind of toyed around with him and teased him. Yes, they are water dogs. He absolutely loves the beach, to be honest. We only take him there now when we know we're going to give him a bath later in the day. Because you can't keep him out of the water. Well, it's, you know, it's called, I forget the specific kind, but it's called Seborrhea, I believe you pronounce how it's pronounced. It's just a skin condition where, like, he gets greasy to the point where it's bad. Like it, you know, it flares up at times, and it gets flaky if we don't do it. But the shampoo we have, we do it every 5 to 6 days, basically. It completely stops it. It basically just, you know, cleans all of his pores out. But luckily he likes baths. Whenever I walk into our guest bathroom back here, he looks at me, I kind of point at the tub, and he jumps in. He loves them. He just stands there. Because I think he knows that it makes him feel better. Because beforehand he was covered in like scabs, and like he would chew, say, like a giant piece like out of his side, like all the hair off, trying to clean himself when we first got him. So he's definitely come a long way. The problems we have now are, you know, minor compared to what he suffered from before. See ya, Herman. But this is definitely going to be my last battle, guys. Thank you very much, you know, for watching. Sorry I can't stream later, like it is scheduled to be. But if I do have time later, I will do my best to pop on. I knew that was getting a little ahead of myself there. I was in the same spot for more than about 5 seconds, which you never want to do, especially up here. Hello, Yosef. But my next scheduled stream is... Okay, he can pen me on my turret front. That's the problem with the E50M and the E50. Your turret front is absolutely weak. My next scheduled stream is Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The very latest, if I'm not able to pop back on here. I'm tempted to fall back, like the E100 asked me to, since he's slowly chugging up here, but I think that would be a mistake at this very opportune moment to a little bit of... I keep hitting him too low. No problem. I say it was definitely a wake-up stream for me. after streaming, you know, until 11 last night. And after each stream, which is why I have to end it here at, you know, before 9:30. After each stream, I stick around for like 10-15 minutes to set up the next stream, like the countdown timer and all that. So it's not just I pop off and run. Please. There we go. I'm like, please don't be pointing at me. So I'm going regardless. And it's slugging it out on the hill here. I can't pen him anymore. Book him, Dano. Uh-oh. He's actually a concern. I saw the Scorpion G on the minimap too late. Once I noticed where he was, I was like, shit, I'm the only one he's able to hit. You should have rounded the corner a little bit more. So far so good though, we're up by 3 tanks. You know, definitely not out of the woods completely, but could be fine here. Oop, that's not a tank I want to be in front of, and I died. So this is my last battle. 2,400 damage, 1,000 assist. I took over half the HP's worth of my damage just stupidly pushing out there. But I'll wait until the end here. We should win this. Unless it takes too long, but this should be a pretty quick cleanup. But thanks again for watching, guys. And thank you for the tip earlier. Or not earlier. That says 11 hours. Sorry. Oh, I was tired this morning starting out on the stream. I saw your tip from last night, Lobobo. But anyway, I'll see some of you guys Sunday. Hopefully you guys have a very nice weekend. Hopefully Sunday night, I don't think I'll be like whooped. It should be a pretty straightforward Sunday for me this week. Yes, Randall. If I do stream later, you should get a notification if you're subscribed. Sometimes it won't do it unless you specifically subscribe through the YouTube gaming page. Like instead of just on standard YouTube. It's a little wonky sometimes with that, but it should give you a notification. Because it'll be the same as me streaming like I do now. So if you get a notification like for the streams I go live now scheduled, it'll still work then. It just won't have a countdown timer beforehand. But the likelihood of me streaming, you know, it's 50-50. Depends on how quick it is for them to do my heating here. Because Ryan gets home around 3. I wouldn't stream any later than that, since her and I have a few things to do today. Little dog, you know it's finished, right? But Mastery Battle Second Class. Thank you again though, guys, for watching and sticking around, even though I had to start before the Warplanes. Thank you for the tip, Labobo. But see you guys potentially, you know, later today. If not, you know, Sunday night I'll be around. I'll figure out, I'll let you guys know either on Discord or beforehand. I may or may not platoon Sunday. We'll see how everything shakes up, but I might platoon for the first hour if anybody would like to play. So see you guys around. Have a nice one. Time to go play with the little dog here.